WhisperSister, and this is a rune reading video for CitizenRare. Now, I just want to, I got your message, and I think that your issue is absolutely a valid use of the rune stones or whatever. It's exactly the kind of thing that they're meant for, at least in my opinion. Anything that you are struggling with, really, anything that's looming in your life and causing you emotional distress is definitely worth looking for guidance on, because those situations in our lives, sorry, the rain's really loud, those situations in our lives are the lessons that we have to learn, and that's kind of what these runes are all about, really, is helping you to get to know yourself better and see where, just to see yourself in relation to life and become aware of some of your thought patterns, coping mechanisms, just to get to know yourself. I'm not going to ramble too much, but, and it's obviously easier to be objective when you're not emotionally involved, but really the people in our lives are just there to mirror back to us what we're holding on to, what thoughts we're telling ourselves, what stories we're playing out. And if you can, for me at least, the more I can look at relationships and situations in that way, the more I gain very valuable information about myself, and then it allows me to, make changes and adjustments if the experience that I'm having is not what I want. Once I identify how I am kind of creating that experience, really, or what I can learn from it, then I can become aware of ways that I can change things. So that's kind of how I use these runes. So in my experience, relationship issues are one of the areas where we get those lessons on a very deep and meaningful level. So absolutely, your issue is valid. Now, I know you offered to provide more detailed information, and I'd be glad to have you do that and to see if I can apply this reading more specifically or help you to do that. But I wanted to just try a little experiment, if you don't mind. In the book that I use, it says something about if you're going to do a reading for someone else, ask them to, think of their issue and hold it in their mind, but don't get them to tell you what it is, because then you run the risk of imposing your own thoughts on the reading. And it's better to just try and be like an empty channel. So that, basically what I do is, before I choose a stone, the stones, I just sort of say a little, prayer or whatever to just the universe, just asking to help me to choose whatever stones you need to show you what you need to hear. So basically, I don't really even need to know your issue. I'm trying to see, and so far it's worked really well, if I just sort of say, okay, let's find this person, the universe knows everything about your situation, all the complexity, everything about you, everything about this other person, all of the little things that are playing back and forth, all of that stuff. It knows things that you don't even consciously know, and definitely knows more than I know, so I just kind of call on that, and I ask it to just choose whatever stones will give you something that you can use. So in that sense, I don't really need to know the details of your situation. If you want to, after you've had this reading, if there's anything that you want to discuss, I'd be more than happy to message you, because the only thing that I can offer really is first-hand experience, having used these things for myself on a regular basis over the last, especially the last year. I've been using them pretty much daily, and so I've had some experience with applying what the book says to real-life situations, and so I could kind of share some of my experiences and anything that might be relevant that way with you, but otherwise I don't really do anything. I'm just trying to choose the stones that, I just pick whatever, I just pick whatever stones sort of feel like the one, and hopefully it'll give you something to think about. So I hope that clears up some of your questions as to what is a relevant issue and how, what I really do in terms of the degree of influence that I really have on this reading is very small, or at least I try to keep it small. So, that being said, I'm going to do your reading, and if it doesn't make sense, then we can try again. You can tell me the details of your situation, and I can try it again and see if it's any more applicable. But if it makes sense, then that's great. And like I said, if you want to, share the details of your situation with me afterwards and discuss what it might be meaning in a more specific way, I'm definitely open to that. So here we go. Okay. Alright, so this first one will be your overview. Okay. Then your challenge. And your action called for. Okay. Okay, so your first one is, I think that's reversed, yeah, and it is birth, which is initiation. So once again, with the reversed reading, I will read the reversed interpretation, and then the upright interpretation. Okay, so birth is initiation. So reversed, it says a counsel against expecting too much, or expecting in the ordinary way, for the old way has come to an end. You simply cannot repeat the old and not suffer. Call in your scattered energies. Concentrate on your own life at this moment, your own requirements for growth. Birth counsels you neither to focus on outcomes nor to bind yourself with the memory of past achievements. In doing so, you rob yourself of a true present, the only time in which self-change can be realized. You may feel overwhelmed with exhaustion from meeting obstruction upon obstruction in your passage. Yet you always have a choice. You can see this apparent negativity as bad luck, or you can recognize it as an obstacle course, a challenge specific to the initiation you are presently undergoing. Then each setback, each humiliation, becomes a test of character. When your inner being is shifting and reforming on a deep level, patience, constancy, and perseverance are called for. So stay centered, see the humor, and keep your faith firm. Okay, and then the upright reading of that. So this would be like an aspect of the rune that's kind of currently impeded or hidden. A mystery rune pointing to that which is beyond our frail manipulative powers. Birth is on the side of heaven, the unknowable, and has associations with the phoenix, that mystical bird which consumes itself in the fire and then rises from its own ashes. Its ways are more secret and hidden. Powerful forces of change are at work here, yet what is achieved is not easily or readily shared. After all, becoming whole, the means of it, is a profound secret. On the side of the earthly or mundane, there may well be surprises, gains, or rewards that you did not anticipate. On the side of human nature, this rune is symbolized by the flight of the eagle. Soaring flight, free from entanglement, lifting yourself above the endless ebb and flow of ordinary life to acquire broader vision. All this is indicated here. Another of the cycle runes, birth stands at the heart of initiation. Nothing external matters here, except as it shows you its inner reflection. This rune is concerned with the deepest stratum of our being, the bedrock on which our destiny is founded. For some, birth means experiencing a death. If need be, let go of everything, no exceptions, no exclusions. Nothing less than renewal of the spirit is at stake. Okay, so that is your overview of what's going on. Your challenge is Berkana, which is growth, 123. Another of the cycle runes, Berkana, represents a form of fertility that fosters growth both symbolically and actually. The growth may occur in affairs of the world, family matters, the relationship of the self to the self or to the divine. A rune that leads to blossoming and ripening. Berkana is concerned with the flow of beings into their new forms. Its action is gentle, penetrating, and pervasive. What is called for here is to consider... What is called for here is to consider your issue with care and awareness. First, disperse resistance, then accomplish the work. For this to happen, your will must be clear and controlled, your motives correct. Any dark corners should be cleansed. This must be carried out diligently, and sometimes with expert help. Modesty, patience, fairness, and generosity are called for here. Once resistance is dispersed, and rectification carried out and seen to hold firm, then, through steadfastness and right action, the blossoming can occur. Okay, so that's your challenge, and then your action called for is Wunjo, which is joy. 115. This guy. Okay. This rune is a fruit-bearing branch. The term of travail has ended, and you have come to yourself in some regard. The shift that was due has occurred. Now you can freely receive Wunjo's blessings, whether they be in material gain, in your emotional life, or in a heightened sense of your own well-being. This is an alchemical moment in which understanding is transmuted from knowledge. The knowledge itself was a necessary, but not sufficient condition. Now you can rejoice, having been carried across the gap by the will of heaven. Joyousness accompanies new energy, energy blocked before now. Light pierces the clouds and touches the water just as something lovely emerges from its depths. The soul is illuminated from within. At the meeting place of heaven and earth, the meeting of the waters, there is a new clarity which may call for you to renounce existing plans, ambitions, or goals. It is proper and timely for you to do so, for Wunjo is a rune of restoration, of the self properly aligned with the self. Okay. So again, I don't know the details of your situation, but I'd be glad to, if you want to share them with me, see if I can, have any other thoughts on how this might specifically relate to your situation. But if I had to hazard a guess, just on a general, just based on the reading itself and not knowing the specifics, if this is in regards to a relationship issue, as you say, I would say that this is encouraging you to remember that, just to basis of any relationship, of all relationships really, is your relationship to yourself. And anywhere that you have, blockages and ineffective ways of relating to yourself, these will be mirrored in relationships as well. And the relationships will provide the challenges and the opportunities to learn those lessons and then make those changes within yourself. And this reading seems to be saying to keep in mind that it starts from the inside out. And if you find your focus is being placed on another person, and it's distracting you from looking at yourself, maybe just take a closer look at that and realize that putting your focus on somebody else, even if they give you exactly what you want, it's not going to change anything inside you. But changing things inside of you will change the way that you relate to the world and everyone in it. And that I can tell you from personal experience, because I'm just having to learn the exact same lesson. So, yeah. So anyways, I hope this helps or gives you something to think about. And like I said, I'm more than willing to chat with you a little bit about the specifics if you want